Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing two more properties of number GMAT problems. So the first question says, a gym class can be divided into groups of 8 with an equal number of players or groups of 12 with an equal number of players. What is the lowest possible number of students in the class? So this question can kind of be hard if you don't know what to look for, but essentially just remember that it can be you have a class and you can either put people in groups of 8 or groups of 12 and no one will be left over. So if you can kind of think of that in terms of math, that basically means the number of students in the class, the total number, is going to have to be divisible by 8 and divisible by 12, because that's the only way you're going to have no students left over, no remainder. So now when it says what is the lowest possible number of students in the class, what that throws in there is you don't just want a number that's a multiple of 8 and 12, you want the lowest multiple of 8 and 12, or the least common multiple, which is the LCM. Let me switch pen colors really quick. LCM. So this problem is really just testing your knowledge of the least common multiple. So that being said, there are two different ways to find the least common multiple. One way is you can just start writing out the multiples of each number. So 8, 16, 24, 32, and you would keep going. Do the same thing with your other factor, which is 12. 12, 24, 36, but then we notice that we already have a common factor, which is 24. So 24 is going to be your least common multiple. So that's actually going to be the answer. The other way you can do this, if you have big numbers, is you write out the factor trees. So let's do 8 and 12. So 8 can be broken down into 4 and 2. This can be broken down into 2 and 2. And just a quick reminder, you keep going until all of the end of your branches are prime. 12 is 4 and 3. That goes down to 2 and 2. So now what you want to do is you pull out all of the unique factors. So, sorry, just one second. I'm going to pause the video for a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I almost confused myself here. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So over here on the 8 side, we have the factors are 2, 2, and 2. So that's 2 to the third power. And over here for 12, we have 2 squared times 3. So all I did to get that was I took each node or each end of the end of each branch, basically. So, and that's a 2. Okay. So now with how to convert this to the least common multiple is you basically write out each factor, but you never rewrite a factor or you never duplicate it. So over here we have 3 2s and over here we have 2 2s. So what that means is we don't rewrite the 2 that are in both of them. Sorry, that was a really confusing explanation, but basically since you have this 2 to the third, this equals 2 squared times 2 to the first power, and since these are a pair, you only write that pair once. So it's going to be 2 squared times, and then each unique factor, times 2 times 3. So this actually comes out to be 2 to the third times 3. So let me give you another example because I think the way I explained that was a little confusing. So let's say you have, let's just do 8 and 10. Okay, so again we have 8, which is going to be 4 and 2, 2 and 2, and then we have 10, which is going to be 5 and 2. Okay, so this is 2 times 2 times 2. Over here we have 5 times 2. So since we have a 2 in common in both of those, you're only going to write that once. So you have the 2, and I'm going to take that from the 2 I circled, and then you have these 2 unique ones and this 5. So the resulting least common multiple is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. And this is going to be 10 times 2 is 20 times 2 is 40. And this is going to be your least common multiple. So hopefully that explained it. If not, feel free to shoot me an email and I will try to do a better job of explaining that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so moving on to our second problem. Okay, so when positive integer x is divided by y, the remainder is 9. If x over y equals 96.12, what is the value of y? So this is another question that can seem confusing, but if you remember one of the equations I actually gave you in one of the previous videos, I can add a link to that in the description, then this won't be so difficult. So if you remember, the GMAT book will give you an equation that is x equals yq plus r. So in this case, it tells you that the remainder is 9. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that as x equals yq plus 9. Okay, so now what we're going to do, since it gives you x over y equals 96.12, we really want to use this equation in a way that's going to help us. So we're going to divide everything by y so that we have an x over y and we can use this number. So doing that, if we divide everything by y, we're going to get x over y equals q plus 9 over y. Okay, so now since we have x over y, we're going to go ahead and plug that in. So we're going to get 96.12 is equal to q plus 9 over y. So now we know that 96.12 is equal to 96 plus 0.12, and that's going to equal q plus 9 over y. And now we can see that our 96 is equal to our q, and our 0.12 is equal to our 9 over y. So all we have to do now is do 0.12 is equal to 9 over y and solve for y. So doing that, we're going to get, I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by y. So I'm going to get 0.12y equals 9. Then I'm going to divide by 0.12, divide by 0.12, and I'm going to get y equals 9 over 0.12, which is going to equal 75. You can do that by hand or however you want to do it. But anyways, so y equals 75, and that is our final answer. Okay, well, I hope that helped. I will leave my email in the description box, and thanks for watching.